All right, we've got Local 10's Trent Kelly. He is live at the airport.
Yeah, we know that the airport is set to close at noon. Trent, you were watching for the last flights out of the day. We're probably within the last hour or so that anything's going to take off, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. That closure, full-scale closure, by the way, set to take effect right at noon today. And if we can, I want to show just behind us here, you can actually see a couple flights right now. One plane taxiing over to the runway as we speak, just in front of it, this plane that is still at the gate. That is a Delta flight that is set to take off here in the next 20 minutes or so, heading over to Atlanta. These are some of the final flights here to leave FLL today. In fact, that plane just behind it actually looks like it's just coming in here. It's going to pull up to one of the gates here as we speak. Again, some of the final flights here in and out of FLL Airport, as we are now about an hour and a half away from this airport shutting down due to Dorian. Some of the final flights departing from Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport this morning, with time now running out before the airport closes ahead of Hurricane Dorian. That closure set to take effect at noon today.
We were here on vacation. I'm a little disappointed that, we have to cut it short, but I don't want to get stuck here. I have to go back to work.
The move impacting thousands of travelers looking to leave town after a long Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, we were pretty frightened. Yeah, we were pretty scared. She had a hard time sleeping.
Michael Tia and his wife were scheduled to fly back to Boston late this afternoon. They say Delta was able to put them on an earlier flight with no problem.
It was pretty easy. We just contact Delta, and they were able to rearrange it for us. We didn't have to pay any fees or anything like that.
Others are glad just to get a chance to head home before the winds start whipping up later today.
It's okay. I'm just glad to be able to go home, and not get stuck.
Yeah, a lot of grateful travelers, just thankful that they were able to get out on some of those last few flights. Again, this plane just pulling up to the gate here as we speak, the one behind it about to take off. Some of the last operations here before this airport shuts down here later today. I can tell you guys, a lot of people have been asking us if we know when exactly things will get back to normal here at FLL. I should tell you that I just got off the phone here with an airport spokesman about 20 minutes or so ago. He says they have been keeping in very close contact with officials over at the FAA, and in fact they are already making some plans right now to reopen the airport at some time over the next few days. What's not known is exactly when those plans will will take effect. So they're putting the plans in motion or in place to reopen the airport, but they're holding off until the FAA gives them the go-ahead to reopen and resume normal operations out here. And I'm told an announcement on that could come as soon as later tonight. So we're all going to keep our eyes open and watch social media for any word of that. But for now, just an hour to go before the final plane takes off here from FLL. We're going to stay out here and keep an eye on some of the air traffic and see how things go out here. But again, the gusts are starting to pick up, and that's one reason that officials have decided to close the airport here later today. So we'll be posting updates throughout the day on my Twitter pages. For now, Eric, JC, back over to you.
Trent, I'm following you on Twitter, and I'm retweeting everything that you send out. But I do have a question, and I don't even know if we can answer it this early on, but my grandmother, my nanny, is set to come in on Friday. And if we're back open, do we think our schedules are going to be back up and running if you already have a flight booked?
Yeah, well, I don't want to give your grandmother any false hope, but I can tell you just the way officials are speaking out here, it does seem to be that they're hoping that they can reopen by Friday. When I was speaking to that airport official on the phone a short time ago, he told me that one of the things they are watching very closely is the speed of this storm. Obviously, a lot of what happens out here is going to depend on how fast Dorian makes that turn to the north. The sooner it can clear this area, the sooner they're going to be able to resume normal operations out here. But a lot of it at this point is just a wait and see. They're going to keep a close eye on the radar and on the track of Dorian. But as soon as that storm starts to pull off and make that turn to the north, that is when we are most likely to see operations resume here. And by all accounts, most forecasts do have the storm to the north here by the time we get to Friday. So it's looking fairly good at this point, JC. But again, Can't say for sure. The best advice I can give you is to keep an eye on the airport's social media feeds. I was told that was one of the first places they will put out that announcement when they do reach that point. So it does look good for Friday, but nothing set in stone just yet, guys.
Okay, I figured that might be the answer, but I had to check. Nanny's watching you. She appreciates your report on that, Trent.
All right, thank you, Trent. Let's